How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Just Nobody's Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're doing a podcast.
Woo!
If you're new to the channel, please smash the subscribe button and also hit the like button and comment what you guys want us to talk about next week. As you're going to see throughout this video, we took suggestions from previous weeks and we're talking about it today.
Yes. But what did we just announce?
Tell them what we announced.
Guys, we have been cast in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. I don't even feel right saying that. It feels so weird.
It feels so weird. And we can't say what we're doing.
Yeah.
All we can say is that I'm pretty sure we were casted for both movies.
Mm-hmm. And you guys get to follow us on the journey.
And you can see it when you Google it. It says Ryan and Daniel Armoto are in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars.
We just want to thank you guys because without you guys, this is literally not possible at all. And it's all because of you guys. So we just want to be on this journey together. And we could really take you guys along with us because, guys, this is seriously nothing without you. So thank you.
Yeah, we want to thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys get kind of like really, like me as a fan of Marvel, I would love to be able to watch like someone go in the movie.
Right.
I honestly want you guys to know that you guys are so much a part of this. Hopefully one day we could do like a big screening of Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
And everyone could come watch. That's a follower of ours. And I just want you to know that without you guys, this would not be possible.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we're just the nobodies. And I live by that in terms of like, I don't care about being like quote unquote somebody.
Right.
I'm just thankful that I get to do this with Daniel. I get to talk to you guys and we get to be a part of this community. And it's so fun to be able to talk about Marvel movies because that's what we do anyways. You know what I mean? We do that anyways. And to be able to do this as a job because of you guys, we're very thankful. I want to say huge shout out to AGBO, the Russo Brothers production company, Sarah, Sophia, Marion, Angela, Joe, Anthony. All you guys have been with us throughout our whole journey, basically, of like they were our very first interview. Sarah and Sophia were so great to help us like prepare for the interviews. And like what I really am grateful for is that like, how they've stretched us as people, like to make us better. When we did our first interview, we were super nervous. Until this day, we are nervous, right?
Yeah.
But the opportunities they gave us to kind of stretch ourselves, like, okay, you're going to host this Q&A. Are you up for that?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, like you really believe in us to do that?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, you can do this. And so many times that they've done that where now I feel a lot more competent at like doing interviews, right? Being more comfortable and confident. And that is something that I am so grateful for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That has stretched me as a person.
Right. And bettered our skills.
I don't mean to get all like sappy like that, but thank you so much for watching. And we wouldn't be here without you guys. And enjoy the episode.
Let's get into the podcast.
Just to give a little rundown of what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about some crazy Marvel theories, Marvel news, along with some scary stories. I know that's been one of the biggest requests to bring back the scary stories. And what's so unique about these stories, apparently these scary stories are real and it's told from the first person perspective. So if these are real or not, or the person's just crazy that's saying it, who knows?
But let's find out.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so starting out with movie news, we got some Spider-Man news. Spider-Man Brand New Day is now in pre-production, officially in pre-production now. And it says starring Tom Holland, Mark Ruffalo, Zendaya, Sadie Sink. We have to think about this. Who do we think Sadie Sink is playing now?
I really think that Sadie Sink's going to be playing Gwen Stacy.
Oh, okay.
There's was like fan art going around of what she looks like with blonde hair. And it looks like Gwen Stacy from Into the Spider-Verse.
Interesting. Let us know what you guys think. Because Gwen Stacy, that would be pretty crazy because then we know Spider-Verse is happening.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a Spider-Gwen then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Gwen Stacy that's going to turn to Spider-Gwen.
Is she Spider-Gwen already?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to give her own origin story.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
Because it would be interesting then to see a universe where we're going to have Spider-Man, we're going to have Spider-Gwen, and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a trio.
Right. And
we know that according to the Spider-Verse movies, Peter Parker is, I wouldn't say significantly older, but he is definitely older than Miles and Gwen.
Yes.
So it would make sense that Tom Holland kind of mentors both of them.
Right. And I guess in this universe, Tom Holland is freshman in college. So Gwen is probably going to be what? Freshman in high school?
Yeah, possibly.
Sophomore? I mean, they're not that much older. There's not that big of an age gap.
It's not that big of a difference.
Couple years, maybe.
Yeah. I also have heard things like she is going to be MJ or she's going to be like a Squirrel Girl, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
It's all out there, but let us know what you guys think. Huh?
Like a Mary Jane?
Yeah, some people are still saying that.
Wow.
But I don't think that's like
possible.
It's possible. It is possible. Okay, some more news about Spider-Man Brand New Day. It is heavily rumored that Brand New Day will feature more than 3 established MCU characters.
Okay, so we know this.
Okay.
Tom Holland, the
Yes.
Spider-Man. The Hulk apparently is rumored to be in it.
Yeah.
And what, Daredevil?
Yeah.
Who are you thinking? Who's the 3 that you think?
It says more than 3.
Oh.
Okay, so Tom Holland,
Yeah.
Bruce Banner,
Yes.
Daredevil, She-Hulk, and Punisher. I think that's the 5.
Wow.
I think there's going to be 5.
Yeah, and we know that Spider-Man's theme plays at the end of Daredevil Born Again, the finale episodes.
So I think I don't see them going more than like 6 or 7 because that's just too many now in one movie.
Right.
To like just as a Spider-Man movie, because then it's kind of getting like Captain America Civil War territory,
right?
Where it's no longer just a Spider-Man movie, and it's like how it's no longer just a Captain America movie. It is now like an Avengers movie,
right?
So let us know what you guys think, who it is, but that's my guess. That's my 5. I don't see them going more than 5, and even I don't think there's going to be more than 3 that are going to be heavily focused on.
Yeah.
So that's just what I think.
Yeah, comment what you guys think. Who's going to show up?
Also, it has been rumored that Viper and Silver Samurai will be the main villains of Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Silver Samurai, wow.
And that makes sense because remember we were talking about like the whole like costume department saying they're looking at like shinobi type attire.
Yeah.
So it does make sense now that if it is Silver Samurai, it makes a lot of sense with the attire that was going on in the costume department.
Yeah.
But it also, like you said, makes sense with Mr. Negative being a main villain because his henchmen wear like the Shogun masks.
Right.
So I don't know. Do you think it's still Mr. Negative or do you think it's Silver Samurai? My only thought is Silver Samurai. I don't see them pulling that into a Spider-Man movie when they could do that again for like X-Men in a way.
I still think it's Mr. Negative.
Yeah.
I do feel like Silver Samurai is a possibility, right?
Yeah.
Could Wolverine show up in Brand New Day? Possibly, right? Who knows?
Yeah, everything's out on the table.
They're filming
now.
in London right now. Who knows?
Okay, so moving on from Spider-Man, we got some Marvel comic news. Now, once I say this news, you're going to see why it's important. Okay, because Marvel Comics has announced a comic called Battleworld, a new 5-issue series from writer Christos Gage and artist Marcus Tu. The series follows shattered fragments of infinite worlds that unite to form a single planet. Planet.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has any correlation to the MCU, but it's just very weird timing that we're getting a 5-part comic series called Battleworld.
Right. And we know in the comics, that's what's supposed to happen, right? In Secret Wars, there's
Battleworld. And Doctor Doom creates Battleworld.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think now, could this play into how Secret Wars could end? Could it be like that at the end, it's not like the multiverse is over. It's just all these multiverses combine into different planets and they make up their own planets. Different fragments of every single Earth across the multiverse collide with one another, and there's just a bunch of different Earths, kind of like you said before, right? It's just a bunch of different Earths that have different aspects of each Earth in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, this is also I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's different Earths and they're calling it like different universes?
Right, like Earth 838.
What happens if we have one universe?
Yeah.
Right? No more multiverse, one universe,
right,
but all the planet Earths are in one universe. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I know what you're saying.
So they kind of just travel space. You know how we have like Saturn, we have Jupiter,
right,
but instead we add more planets, more Earths to our universe. Because at the end of the day, I don't think Marvel's going to get rid of the multiverse.
Right.
Because it's kind of like, for them, endless opportunity.
Right.
And they can't pay Robert Downey Jr. to stick around forever.
You know why that's good?
Why?
Because there'll also be like an infinite amount of stories still.
Right.
There's infinite possibility. Like we know in the multiverse, infinite possibility. No one's truly dead.
Right.
But when you have the multiple Earths thing, it's kind of like the same thing, just not a multiverse.
It's a multi-Earth.
It's a multi-Earth universe.
Within one universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that could make a lot of sense.
I also heard this, that they will have Battleworld, right? They're going to have one Earth. They're going to fight it out. And then Franklin Richards is going to recreate the multiverse. Reset it.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I wonder then, since we see Franklin in the Fantastic Four trailers, are we going to see Franklin get older? Is there going to be a big time jump where he's at least like maybe 10? Because we know in the Secret Wars comics, he's around like that age where he could use his powers. He knows what he's capable of.
Yeah.
So are we going to have that time jump where we see Franklin get older and he's starting to learn his powers and use them? Because I think that's what's going to have to happen in order for him to be such an asset to Doom.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because yes, he's an asset to Galactus right now, I feel like. But for him to be an asset to Doom, he needs to have his powers already in use.
Yeah.
Because I think, honestly, in the theory I said before, how Galactus is after Franklin, I think Galactus is after Franklin to, like, safeguard him until he's old enough, right? But in order for Doom to use him, he needs to already have his powers.
Right.
So he can't be like this toddler. You know,
but I think he's gonna have powers
as a toddler.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
I think in the comics he has powers. I'm almost for sure. I saw that.
So moving on from Marvel news, Pixar's Elio Rotten Tomato score is a debut at 81%.
Okay.
That's pretty solid. Now, we got to see Elio at the world premiere. Thank you so much to Disney for inviting us. But we did really enjoy this film.
From what I saw, Disney and Pixar created an original story with a message that probably hasn't been said before in a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
It's very appropriate for the time we live in terms of like, strive to be unique.
Yeah.
Strive to be different. Strive to not be, like so like a follower.
Right. No, that's a good way to put it.
It's a unique story. What I really liked about the cinematography is even though, yes, it's animated, there were some breathtaking shots. It kind of reminded me of Interstellar.
Yeah.
There's some great shots. And I think it's beautifully done. But yeah, I think it's a great message. Families should go see it because I think it teaches kids to embrace being different.
Right.
Not just to follow the rules and be like who you think you should be.
Yeah.
Let the world tell you who you should be. Just be who you want to be.
Right. That's very, very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said. Staying on the topic of Pixar, we got some Toy Story 5 news.
Oh boy. Is it good news or bad news?
I think it's good news. I mean, it's not much. It doesn't tell us much, but it gives us enough to be hopeful.
Okay.
It is shown that in like the concept art that a kid's tablet called LilyPad, it's like an iPad, will be the villain of Toy Story 5.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I remember at D23 they talked about this. Technology.
Right. Technology is the
kids
villain.
no longer want to play with toys. They would rather play with their iPads.
So they're saying the tablet has a different perception of what's best for Bonnie in contrast to the toys. Now, I think this is like probably the perfect conflict to have in a Toy Story movie. We are in the age of iPad kids.
Yes.
Right? Every kid has an iPad. Every kid has a smartphone. No kid really plays with toys anymore.
Yeah. Not like how you and I played. Like we would play with action figures. Like we
Right.
would never even think about
We were playing
iPad.
with Woody and Buzz like all our lives. So I think this is like the perfect thing for this movie.
I wouldn't say all our lives.
Okay,
At
yeah.
a certain age, we stopped.
Yeah, we stopped at a certain age. We
Then we
stopped.
started playing with these.
Okay, another thing is, so at a film festival, they showed like an opening scene of Toy Story 5.
Okay.
Now, it included a shipment of Buzz Lightyear toys crashing on a deserted island. And then all the Buzz toys worked together to create a raft to get back to Star Command.
Huh.
Now, this is what, like, I immediately thought of this when I saw this. It takes me back to Toy Story 2.
Okay.
Where there's multiple Buzz Lightyears. Remember they're in the toy store? There's like the Buzz Lightyear, there's
Yes.
the evil Buzz, and then our Buzz.
Right.
Now, this kind of shows me that in this movie, they are showing that the Buzz Lightyear toys are still being mass produced. You know what I mean? So it's not like toys are completely out of the picture.
Right.
But I think maybe it's a surplus of Buzz Lightyear toys. And it's like they're not needed almost anymore. Like nobody's buying them. They're a surplus.
Yeah.
Right. And they just have these toys that no one's going to buy anymore. So they dump them.
Wow, that's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So that it's going to kind of set the tone that toys are starting to get dumped. And we know that this movie is supposed to focus on Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Jesse got dumped.
Right.
So,
And Buzzes got dumped.
right.
These
So I
buzzes.
think they're kind of setting the tone that a lot of the toys in the time now, a lot of the toys are getting dumped. Kids are moving on to technology, and the toys have to figure out some way to just make sure they stay in Bonnie's life. Because I think all the other kids in their world are going to be consumed by the technology, but they're just trying to focus on Bonnie.
Uh-huh.
How to get Bonnie to focus on toys and not iPads. Okay, this could get crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear your crazy
this could
theory.
get crazy.
Let's go.
I think this could be the movie where the toys show humans that they could talk.
Really?
The only reason why, okay, if there's like technology is taking over the world, right? How else do you convince a kid that toys are better for them without actually telling them? You understand what I'm saying? Because if Bonnie's parents are giving her the iPad,
Right.
nobody's going to tell her that toys are better for her at all. So the toys are going to be the ones to tell her.
Dude, that's crazy.
But it makes sense. How else is Bonnie going to know that the toys are better for her than the iPad without anybody telling her?
Maybe like she has to go get an eye exam and her eyes are bad from watching.
But she's so young. She's so young. She's not going to understand that. So I think the toys are going to have to tell her.
So you think the toys are going to reveal themselves to her as being
I think
alive?
so. Because I honestly think this could be the last run.
The last Toy Story.
I think so. It could be.
Wow.
I could be crazy for saying that, and I also could be crazy for saying that the toys are going to finally reveal themselves. But I don't see how Bonnie's going to learn that technology is bad for her if nobody's going to tell her besides the toys. Her parents got her the iPad, so they obviously think it's fine.
Uh-huh.
So who else is going to tell her that it's not and help the toys if the world is so consumed by technology?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot to what you just said, and I think at some point Bonnie will probably see the toys come to life. I think Andy will see the toys that will come to life. I mean, we see Sid got to see the toys come to life.
Right.
So it wouldn't be like the first time a human in the world saw toys come to life.
Yeah. So if I mean, think about this. They showed probably one of the biggest villains that the toys could come to life.
Yeah.
Why not show a good person now?
Right.
You know? And it's only for her own good. It's not. See, with Sid, they were trying to ruin him.
Yeah.
With Bonnie, they're trying to save her.
Right.
Right? To not be so consumed by technology. But in a way, they're also trying to save themselves. So I think they get so desperate that they might have to show her.
Wow. That'll be interesting.
Let us know what you guys think.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to scary stories. Now, these stories, I will prep you that it's supposed to be pretty gnarly. These are from first-person perspectives.
Yeah, and these are from you guys.
That's where I'm like, this is kind of insane.
Yeah, you guys would be sending us some crazy things.
Okay, story number 1, the girl in the bathroom stall. Okay, so in high school, I was the type of kid who hated the lunchroom. Loud, crowded, overwhelming. I would sneak off to the furthest girl's bathroom where no one really went just to sit in peace. There was this one time, I'll never forget it, where I walked in and all the stalls were open except one, the very last one. I didn't think much of it at first, but then I heard this soft sobbing coming from the inside. Like someone was crying, but trying really hard not to be heard.
Okay.
I stood there for a second, awkward, debating whether I should ask if they're okay. Finally, I knocked gently and asked, "Hey, are you all right?" The sobbing stopped immediately.
Ooh.
And then this voice, not crying anymore, says, "I wasn't crying until you got here."
Huh?
At first, I thought it was a joke, like maybe someone was messing with me, but when I tried to look under the stall, no feet, no shoes, nothing. Nothing was underneath the stall.
What? Are they sitting on the toilet?
I don't know. I ran out, never went back in there again, and to this day, no one believes me. But a year later, a janitor told me a girl had died in the stall back in the 90s. They said she always used to sit there during lunch to get away from people, just like I did.
What the heck?
Real or fake? What do you think?
Dude, I don't know. Like with haunted stuff, I really don't mess with it.
I don't mess with it either.
I really don't mess with haunted things. So, you know, if that happened, that happened. I'm not going to question you.
Okay, moving on. The night my dog spoke.
Okay, this sounds crazy.
This one sounds completely insane, but it actually happened, okay?
Okay.
I was home alone for a few days. Just me and my dog, Moose. One night I'm in bed scrolling through my phone, and Moose is at the foot of the bed, just pacing in circles like he's nervous. He does that sometimes during storms, so I just mumbled, "It's okay, bud. Lay down."
Yeah.
And then he stops pacing. I hear him let out this little whine. Then I hear this voice, not loud, but clear as day, say, "Okay."
Huh?
But here's the messed up part. It sounds like me, like a recording of my own voice. At first, I thought maybe my phone picked up something and glitched, but I checked. Nothing was playing. No voice memos, no TikTok, nothing. Then Moose jumps up on the bed, whimpering, and starts staring at the closet. And I kid you not, from under the bed, I hear the same voice again. "Okay."
What?
But now it's distorted, slower, almost like it was trying to mimic me, but didn't know how.
Yeah.
I slept in my car that night, and the next morning, there were scratch marks on the inside of the closet door from the inside. Moose won't go near that room anymore.
What the heck? So there was claw marks on the closet door,
Yes.
and there was a voice coming from under the bed. See,
Mimicking him.
yeah, see, this is where, getting goosebumps. This is where it gets weird, okay? Because if you're like into like paranormal stuff, and the only reason I know this is because I've played the game Phasmophobia, okay? And there's a thing called the mimic.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why it freaks me out.
Okay, this one's wild. I killed him, but I swear if you knew everything I know, you would have done the same thing too.
Okay, wait a second.
It started when I got a text. "I know what you did in college." No name, no number, just that, okay?
Okay.
Then came the photos, stuff that was supposed to be buried, things no one should have seen. He was blackmailing me. I tried to reason with him, offered money, even begged, but he kept pushing. Said he'd go public, said he'd ruin everyone.
Uh-huh.
So I followed him, waited until he took his nightly walk through the park. I wore gloves, took the long route so I wouldn't show up on any street cams.
Yo, this is crazy.
One hit. That's all it took. And just like that, he was gone. But here's the part you wouldn't guess. He wasn't the blackmailer. The real blackmailer texted me again. "Thanks for taking care of him. Now let's talk about your brother."
What? Whoever sent that one in?
That's wild. You're
That
lying.
is wild.
That's
no way.
That's not real. I don't believe that.
What are you guys sending?
This one sounds real. So this sounds like a movie, but it's 100% real. A girl solved her own murder from beyond the grave. Okay, now this is going to sound insane, but it's true. In 2015, a woman named Ruth was found dead in her home. The scene looked like a burglar gone wrong. No suspects, no clues, cold case. 2 years later, her niece was going through Ruth's old iPad and found something strange, a screenshot. It showed Ruth messaging someone on Facebook just hours before she died. The message said, "He's coming over. He's angry. If something happens to me." It was Martin. They looked up Martin, ex-boyfriend, had an alibi, but when the police dug deeper, it turned out to be fake. He'd made a fake phone call and left his phone at a friend's house to throw off the GPS. But that one screenshot, it blew the case wide open. Ruth didn't just warn them. She literally left behind the evidence that got her killer arrested. She solved her own murder. Now, I'm pretty sure we've talked about something like this before.
No, we have. The story was about this lady named Teresita Basa.
Yes.
Now, she was killed, and then apparently her friend started having dreams and visions with her in it. And in those dreams and visions, she helped her solve Teresita's murder.
Wow. That's weird.
After Teresita was already dead.
That's wild. Okay, moving on. The man who woke up from his own autopsy.
Whoa.
So he was declared dead.
Okay.
His body was sent to the morgue, but right before the first cut, he woke up.
Huh?
In Venezuela, a man named Carlos was in a terrible car accident. No pulse, no breathing. Doctors pronounced him dead. He was sent to the morgue, zipped in a body bag, paperwork signed. But the very next morning, just as the coroner was about to begin the autopsy, he moved. Not just a twitch, he gasped.
Huh? What?
Turned out Carlos had a rare condition called catalepsy. His body mimicked death perfectly. Stiff limbs, no reflexes, no heartbeat detectable by regular equipment. He came seconds from being cut open while still alive. And when asked what it felt like, he said, I could hear everything.
Whoa. So he was almost like in like a stiff coma, and he knew what everything was going on.
Yeah.
Dude, I find that one's crazy. If that happened, that is crazy.
Okay, moving on to the next one. The man who found a hidden room in his apartment. Now, I feel like we've talked about this before. This is like a true story.
Okay, this does sound familiar.
So he kept hearing strange noises behind the wall. Then one day he found a hidden door. Okay. So a guy in New York kept hearing thumps and cold air drafts behind his bathroom mirror. One night, curiosity got the better of him. He pulled the mirror off the wall, and behind it was a hole. Not just wiring or pipes, a hole big enough to crawl through. So he grabs a flashlight, squeezes it, and finds an entire hidden apartment, like a full room with trash, water bottles, even sleeping bags inside this one little room in the hole.
That ain't it.
Someone had been living there. He moved out the next week. The weird part, the building had no record of any space like that behind the wall. Like it was built later.
For that.
Possibly.
Now, I could see how that one could be true because we have heard stories like that before, and it does happen. It actually happens. People will squat in other people's homes while they're living in there.
Yeah.
So I believe that one.
Yeah. Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Check your bathroom. Check your mirrors. Okay, moving on to Would You Rathers. Would you rather be stuck in a time loop with Doctor Strange or be on babysitting duty for an entire year 24/7 of Baby Groot?
Oh. I mean, I feel like you got to go with Baby Groot just because it's Baby Groot. As hard as it would be.
Yes.
That would probably be some of the coolest moments of my life.
Instead of being in a time loop with Doctor
Strange.
If
I'm in a time loop with Doctor Strange, I am reliving the same thing over and over and over again with Doctor Strange.
So 100% Baby Groot.
Yeah, because that just sounds like torture with Doctor Strange.
What would be your ideal breakfast for Baby Groot? Or what would you... Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What would you want to do with Baby Groot? If someone said, look, I'll give you unlimited money, you take Baby Groot and have a good time, what would you guys do?
We're going to Disneyland.
Disneyland, huh?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't even make the height requirements.
He doesn't have to. You fit in my pocket.
Oh, that's valid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Disneyland. Go Disney World. Go anywhere in the world. Show him Earth. He doesn't know much of Earth.
So Baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think.
Would you rather have Superman's powers, but you're deathly afraid of heights? Or would you rather have the Flash's speed, but every time you run, you age 1 year?
So Superman flies.
Yeah.
So are you saying that whenever I fly, I'm going to be scared?
Yeah.
Or if I run at the speed of the Flash, I will age
1 year.
1 year. I think I got to go Superman. Hear me out here, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Say I'm scared of the height thing, right?
Right.
So be it. I can still fly. I still won't be penetrable. Like you can't shoot me.
Yeah.
I'll have heat vision, and I can like blow cold air and freeze things. Like there's a lot of other powers that I could use that don't involve heights.
Right.
So I'd go Superman.
But you could also time travel as the Flash.
Right. But then I would gain a year.
But you could also reverse that year while gaining that year back.
So you're saying that I could go change the past?
Technically, you could.
So I guess one time if I went to go to the future, I could see something, take that information back to me, and not have to time travel again and not have to run as the Flash again. But I'd rather be Superman, so I'm going to go Superman.
I think I would go Superman too, just because of the other powers.
Okay, moving on. Would you rather have the genie's powers but be trapped in a lamp for 1,000 years or live free but only have one wish you can use for yourself? Now, if you wait 1,000 years in the lamp, you have the genie's powers.
Right.
Or you get one wish to yourself.
And I have freedom. But see, this is where you got to ask yourself, do you just pick to be free and your one wish is to have unlimited wishes?
Now, can you? That seems like a forbidden ask.
But if it's forbidden, it doesn't mean you can't do it.
That's true.
It just means it's frowned upon.
Okay, so what would you pick then?
The one wish, have freedom.
And what would your wish be?
To have unlimited wishes.
Oh my gosh, that's such
you got to think that's like the smart thing to do. That's like the smart thing to do. Because then when you do that, you could wish for the genie to be free. You could wish for everything else. You could wish for everything.
Okay, would you rather be turned into a toy in Toy Story or a monster in Monsters, Inc.?
Monster in Monsters, Inc. Ooh, whoa, wait a second. No, monster from Monsters, Inc.
Why?
Because as a toy, you really have no control over whether you're going to get dumped or not. It's all about how cool your design is in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends on how desirable you are to
right.
kids.
So you have no say in if you get left on the street or not.
Or do you?
You really don't.
Why don't you just start talking to the humans then?
But why haven't we seen that in Toy Story?
Because maybe the Toy Story's characters are just too like loyal to the script, like too loyal.
You know what I think? In Toy Story 5,
yeah,
the toys are gonna meet other toys that have talked to their owners, and they're gonna be like, "You need to just talk to Bonnie."
And those people, those toys, their owners are now like in mental hospitals.
But I would still go Monsters, Inc.
I guess so. There is freedoms that monsters have in the monster universe compared to what toys do.
I feel like even though like it wasn't the best experience for Mike and Sully to go to Monsters University, I feel like that'd be kind of fun.
I definitely wouldn't want to be like a neglected toy.
For sure.
Because your life would be horrible.
Yeah. I mean, Jesse, Lotso, all those toys.
Wheezy?
Yeah, Wheezy.
Wheezy can't even talk.
Yeah, he can.
Well, until he got his squeaker fixed.
He could talk. He just couldn't squeak.
Okay, well, he lived very sad.
Yeah, he did. He lived on the top shelf.
Coughing
dusty.
up dust.
Yeah. Wheezy didn't have a good one. But they brought him back. Wheezy might be evil, though. Just putting it out there.
Might be.
There's a theory that Wheezy's evil. He's the one who got Woody taken away.
That's true. Would you rather eat nothing but Remy's Ratatouille forever or drink only blue milk from Star Wars forever?
Remy's Ratatouille. I feel like the blue milk, get kind of sick of that.
No. But see, let me just rephrase that.
Okay.
So you can eat whatever you want.
Right.
But the only beverage you can drink for the rest of your life would be the blue milk.
Oh.
And with the Remy situation, you could only eat Remy's Ratatouille, right? But you can drink whatever you want.
Oh, when you put it that way, I think I gotta go with blue milk. Because Ratatouille, when you look at the nutrition side of it, doesn't have much nutritional value.
It's vegetables.
It's just vegetables.
Yeah.
But it's not like you don't get like a protein. You don't get your grains. So I think gotta go blue milk. And you know what? I wouldn't mind having blue milk if I get to eat whatever I want. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind having blue milk at every meal. But does blue milk mean like?
Not the Star Wars land blue milk, but the blue milk we see in the movies.
Right. Which I have no idea what it tastes like.
None of us do.
Nor do I know where it comes from.
Well, we do know where it's come from.
Well,
in The Last Jedi, we see what Luke does.
Is that the blue milk or is that green milk?
I thought it was blue.
I'm pretty sure it's green.
Well, with that being said, you're going to go blue milk?
I'm going to go blue milk. What would you go?
I hate to agree with you here, but I would go blue milk.
Because, okay, if you guys ever saw us at Disneyland, Ryan is a fiend for that blue milk.
I drink a lot of it, okay?
It is crazy.
Because it's good. It's good.
So if you guys ever, because we've had a few people come and say hi to us at Disneyland, Ryan is probably holding a blue milk every time you guys say hi.
It's so embarrassing. I start hiding it behind my back because I will have 2 cups of it. You know, I'm like, how you doing?
Okay, would you rather have Spider-Man's responsibility, you save the day, but everyone you love is always in danger? Or have Deadpool's immortality, you never die, but everyone else does?
Oh, gosh. So Spider-Man's powers and responsibility.
Right, but everyone you love is in danger.
Right.
Or you could be Deadpool and never die, but everyone you love around you will end up dying.
Well, I think I got to go Spider-Man because that gives me the best. I mean, that keeps my family members alive because otherwise, if I pick Deadpool, they all die.
Well, they're going to die no matter what because they're human.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Deadpool doesn't really put his loved ones at risk.
Right.
The way Spider-Man does.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it now.
But see, if you're Deadpool, you're just going to outlive everyone like Wolverine does.
But my family's probably safer than Spider-Man's family members.
But Spider-Man, you'll also die one day, but you put your family at risk using your powers.
I think I got to go Deadpool because that will guarantee my family's life to have like the least amount of like resistance and struggle.
But you look at Vanessa, she kind of got killed.
Right.
So
I just wouldn't live with my family anymore. You know what I mean? That was dumb of Deadpool.
Okay, so who would you go with?
I would go Deadpool and hope that maybe I don't bring as much harm to my family.
Okay.
I get Vanessa died. Okay?
Right.
But I think big picture, I think the amount of times Mary Jane's been captured, Aunt May's been captured.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot to do to somebody. And I think Deadpool's life would prevent more deaths. Prevent more deaths.
Yeah. Let me put you in a situation here. Okay. If Leia, your girlfriend, was captured by a supervillain, okay, whose powers would you pick to have? And you can't pick Superman or Sentry or like someone like that.
Whose powers would I pick?
Yeah.
Can I use Iron Man and then be like, this?
Yeah, you could pick anyone. But you got to keep in mind here, like, Your girlfriend's life is on the line. What power is going to guarantee you to get her out?
Probably the Flash. Super speed.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like a blink teleportation thing?
No, because I feel like having super speed,
yeah,
it'll allow me to travel to the future, to the past, using, how he could travel.
Right.
And also, like, if like he has a gun up to her head or something, I could grab her before he shoots. Or grab the gun.
Yeah.
The teleportation thing, I have to get there and then grab it.
You're right.
So it's kind of not good to have that.
So you're picking the Flash over like Iron Man, Spider-Man,
Yes.
Deadpool, all that.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. 100%.
Wow. Do you guys agree with that? I mean, I don't.
Yes. I guarantee you, Vanessa wouldn't have been killed if he could have run fast like the Flash. No way.
Yeah, I guess the Flash.
Deadpool saw it happen. He's whoa,
Yeah, I guess the Flash really does have like pretty OP powers.
Yes.
When you really think about it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And that's it for Would You Rathers.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also, comment what you guys want us to talk about next week. Also, hit the like button. Likes help the video.
Yes.
And we really appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for being on this journey with us. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok. And we'll see you guys next week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
We'll see you on TikTok.
God bless you guys. See ya.
Love ya.